I read a whopping 80 books so far this year. Here are my favorites from each month. I started off the year incredibly strong with The Will of the Many. This was the very first book that I read this year, and I don't know about you guys, but my head is still spinning from that ending. In February, I completed the Mistborn trilogy with The Hero of Ages. This was the first book of the year to make me ugly cry. Speaking of emotional devastation, in March I completed the Farseer trilogy with Assassin's Quest, and I'm pretty sure this book and this series changed the trajectory of my entire life. In April, I discovered the Locked Tomb series. I read both Gideon the Ninth and Harrow the Ninth, with Harrow being my favorite. This is another one of those benchmark books for me where I felt like I was entering this new realm of writing that I had never experienced before. May was definitely my worst month of reading in terms of star ratings, but I did read The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. I rated this 4 stars. To be perfectly honest, I am still trying to figure out exactly how I feel about this series. And then we get to June with Demon in White. This series has become almost my entire personality. I literally think about this series every single day. I'm counting down the days until it is appropriate for me to start my reread. Technically, my favorite book of July was another book in the Sun Eater series, but because I've already mentioned that, I want to mention my second favorite book of the month, which was Between Two Fires by Christopher Buehlman. Reading Sun Eater made me want to explore the horror genre a bit. I have never really read horror, and I heard great things about this, so I decided to pick it up. It is a great entry point into the horror genre, specifically for fantasy readers. August was my best reading month of the year. I thought long and hard about this pick. I knew it was going to be either Last Argument of Kings or Best Served Cold. Joe and I were casually dating over the summer with books 1 and 2, and then we decided to go get married in Last Argument of Kings and immediately take a 3-week-long honeymoon in Styria with Best Served Cold. And let's be honest, the honeymoon is always better than the wedding. In September, I read Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. This book instantly hooked me with our main character's childlike sense of wonder. This book is immersive and thought-provoking, and all of the emotional beats just really hit perfectly for me. In October, I started reading the manga Berserk. This is a grimdark medieval fantasy horror manga, and when I say grimdark, I mean please check your trigger warnings. This is about as dark as I think it can possibly get, but the story is incredibly gripping and the artwork is absolutely bonkers. My favorite read of November was The Golden Fool. My overall sentiment for the entire year is that everyone should read Robin Hobb.